Johnny Weir, who is the three-time U.S. champion, world bronze medalist, and not to leave out the lovely lady to my left, Kim Navarro, who was the bronze medalist at the National Championships in dance 2 years ago. Her partner, Brent Mentra, in the ice dance. And we're going to get to all of noon in the short dance. And you were there for the call. So what did you take away from the short dance, Kim?
It was a very exciting event. World champions, Meryl and Charlie, were first. Of course, they skated great. Then world bronze medalists, the Shibutanis, they skated great as well. And I think the real competition's for the third place spot, which went to Madison and Zach.
Oh, great. So real quick, let's break it down just a tad. How about Charlie and Meryl? Where do you see them right now?
Where do I see them?
Yeah, as far as their skating.
They look fantastic. You can tell they're world, champions. They have that confidence. The best thing I think about them are their twizzles are amazing. Twizzles are so funny. That's the big thing in ice dancing, but they're very difficult, and theirs are superb.
So how about the brother and sister team, the Shibutanis? Boy, they really have burst onto the scene. They last year stepped up and made the world team, and then got a bronze medal at the Worlds. So where do you see them right now?
Well, what's exciting is there's only maybe 5 points between first and second right now. So really, it just shows that they are competitors on the world scene, and they could push Meryl and Charlie a little bit.
And real quick, what did you think about the short dance as a whole?
I really liked it. It's the first time I've seen it, and I really liked seeing the little bit of compulsory dance in it. But I don't know, compulsory dance used to seem a little bit old, a little antiquated, and now it has a modern twist to it.
There you go. That was the short dance this afternoon, and some nice excitement there. And now we have to turn our attention to the men this evening, the short program. If you don't remember, either one of you, what the pressure was like for that, do you?
No, there is no pressure. This is just a show.
Well, yes, Johnny, it is a show, is it not? But let's break that down for a minute. There's some really strong competitors here, and let's kick things off with Jeremy Abbott. He's a two-time U.S. champion, but didn't make the team last season.
I've been in the same position before, coming in as a champion, and then you don't make the world team the following year, and that lights such a fire in you. And Jeremy was the top American man on the Grand Prix Series this year. He has such a beautiful way of combining his movements, whether it's jumps, spins, steps, it doesn't matter. He just has such a lovely quality, a lyrical quality to putting everything together. So for this event, he's definitely the favorite to win, and for good reason, right, Sarah?
Yeah, no, and I really enjoy his skating. I think he has a very regal quality around the ice. He has a strong command of the ice of his program. I think some of his programs are a little more understated than others because he can do it, and he doesn't need to do a lot of extraneous movements to entertain the audience and have a solid performance.
Right. And then looking to some other of the top competitors that are here, Adam Rippon, two-time world junior champion, is a little bit up and down with his skating, but still a great athlete.
I think Adam's really one of the ones to watch, and one of the ones who we're kind of waiting to see if we're waiting for him to have his moment in a way. And tonight and Sunday will be a good chance for him to kind of maybe rise to the occasion. And I think Nationals is a perfect opportunity for a skater like Adam to really see if he'll be maybe the next American champion.
And to me, Adam is my favorite of the front runners for tonight. He has such a beautiful quality on the ice. His spins are out of this world and probably the best in the whole event. And there was a lot of attention placed on Brandon Rose this year for being the first man in history to land a quad lutz, but Adam Rippon also can do a quad lutz. So it's going to be very interesting to see if he can put that on the ice tonight and challenge for the title of national champion.
Right, and incidentally, with this situation that's unfolding in the men, we haven't even talked about the men that are currently, or at least last season, on the world team. And give me what you thought about the U.S. Championships last season when Richard Dornbush from the United States, I've got that silver medal.
Ricky Dornbush was very exciting. First of all, his performance is very exciting, and I think that the crowd really responds to somebody who comes and bursts out the door and will just out of nowhere. And elicits so much excitement from people.
Agreed.
And, we won't get that in a short program, but the short program is very important to set up the free program.
Absolutely. I mean, the national championship last year I was here watching, well, not here, but at the national championships watching, and what was so exciting was after, what was long considered the big two, me and Evan, we weren't competing, and we got to see so many fresh faces, and Richard Dornbush is one of them, but unfortunately him and Ross Minor had very poor showings at the World Championships, so translating national success to the world stage is where we really had a disconnect last year. Ryan Bradley came through with an amazing title-winning performance last year, but when the American team went to Worlds, they couldn't quite stay together with the Japanese, the Russians, the rest of the world.
One of the reasons why Germany is not only a front runner, but has a lot of supporters because he has that experience to bring to the international stage that some of the up-and-coming men or some of the men who are very talented and might do very well this year just don't have yet. But this is one of the years building up to Sochi, which you're coming back to hopefully make the team.
Well, yes, one of the spots will be mine. But that's the thing. That's the thing. Yay! This year we only have 2 spots for the men in the World Championship, so it's really going to be a crazy fight for those 2 spots. And Jeremy seems to be an obvious choice because he is a national champion, he's an Olympian, he has the most experience, and he'll be able to get 3 spots.
And this year he's already been skating very well.
Yeah.
By the way, we are going to have the champion from last season, Ryan Bradley, joining us later on after the men's short program. But if you were to say one thing about the short program, and Kim, you too, with the intensity that it packs, what's the most important thing you can tell yourself as an athlete and an artist when you're out there in that short program to be successful?
I mean, I think for this short program, because there are required elements and there is a lot at stake, it's more of holding it together because the free program is where you can win the competition. You can lose a competition in the short, but you can't win it. So I think that as a skater, they're all going out tonight looking for a solid performance.
For me, it was always skate clean. I'd get out on the ice and be like, Diva, you need to skate clean. You need to get yourself together and skate clean. So I think that's what's going to set up a really exciting free program, which is where, like Sarah said, you can win the championship. You can take everything in the free skate, but you can lose it so easily in the short program.
Right, exactly right. And, well, you know what this intensity feels like. The short dance, the short program, somewhat the same. How did you control it?
Yeah, you always say, you do as you train, assuming you train well, and you just want to stick with your plan so that you don't mess it up from the beginning.
There you go. Now, okay, Johnny, we were talking about this earlier. There's some bright stars out there, too. You have someone in particular that you mentioned, and give me your take
Jason
on
Brown. He's young. He doesn't have the triple axel in his competition performances for nationals, but it's right there. I got to see him practice, and the thing I like about Jason is that he really is one with the music. He's one with the character that he's trying to put on the ice. Of course, I'm excited to see Brandon Rose and Jeremy and Adam Rapon and all these guys skate, but Jason Brown brings a special quality that not even the top guys in this event have.
The ladies were so strong and so good last night that I'm hoping that the competition tonight will be of equal level. Do you agree?
Yeah, I still miss seeing you guys out there.
Oh, I don't know,
Don't you?
nationals.
And you too.
Well, next year you guys are going to be able to see Johnny out there. So.
Yes, swinging and shaking.
So you're not going to have to miss him too much longer.
So, for those of you that think it's a good idea that Johnny Weir is going to give it another go out there on that ice, let's hear it. Wow.
Well, here's hoping it's as good as that round of applause.
Well, Johnny, it looks like that's for sure. Your fans are here, and it's going to be great. But let's talk about the quad for a second. That's become a big deal. Another country, Patrick Chan, just won the Canadian Championships and was absolutely lights out. This is a man that combines the artistic side of skating, the agility, the athletic side, and really has trained so hard. That being said, he has answered back by doing the quad. So, in your mind, with you coming back too, where does it weigh in on your mind?
Well, now with this crazy judging system, quads are getting even more credit than they ever have. So that's a huge incentive to gamble and even fall on a quad and still get great credit and a great points for that. Men's figure skating to progress, we need to do quads, and this year we saw Brandon Rose be the first skater ever to land a quad Lutz. But with that said, there has to be a balance, where Brandon had trouble in the Grand Prix Series this year because everyone was so focused on that one element and that one trick that it seems a lot of the rest of it fell away.
I think no matter what the scoring system is, the main goal of it, before in the 6.0 and now under the IJS, was for the best skater to win, for the skater with the most complete package. And no scoring system is designed to highlight one thing. If someone can only do one thing well, it's unlikely that they're going to win.
True.
And I think that this also highlights about the quad. It's encouraging people to try the quad if they can do it. But if you can only do a quad, it's not set up for you to win. Would you agree with that, or
yes? But I mean, it definitely depends. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and I think a quad can help your case, and also doing a quad can help sort of a mediocre skater beat better skaters if the better skaters have a rough day or something. So the quad is super beneficial, and now's the time to do it, as they're getting more credit than they ever have before.
Well, the one skater from Spain has been doing two quads, the quad toe and the quad sow.
Right.
Which is very exciting, but he's been able to combine it with a lot of other triples that have helped him. I think that sometimes if a mediocre skater tries a quad, they're unable to continue going through the rest of the program with much consistency. We're looking forward to you next year, though. Are you looking forward to?
Well,
here we go.
I
We're
know
going to try.
you're going to miss him on Ice Desk Live because he'll be preparing to
Mr.
compete.
Carruthers loves
Mr.
me in
Carruthers.
all capacities.
right. Oh my gosh.
We
yeah.
love doing an interview together, Mr.
And if
Carruthers.
you
Well, you know,
We like this situation.
Hey, who's running this show? You guys are. I guess they are, right? Real quick, Jeremy Abbott, when he finished up last year at the Nationals, the mental side of it, he didn't make the team, and his coach Yuka Sato told me that the hardest thing was for him to watch his teammate Alyssa Cisney go off to the Worlds, and he had to do a lot of soul searching. When they say soul searching, what does that mean? I want you to explain that, like why you keep going and why these men return, the ladies.
There's always hope. I feel like figure skaters get such a thick skin, and you don't go to an event to lose. Even if it's delusional, even if you will be 28th or 29th place, you go expecting to win, or there's no point in going. That's how I looked at it anyway. And when he didn't, it was such a crushing blow. He was on the Olympic team the year before, he was a national champion the year before, and then he didn't make the world team, which is where he should have been. So I'm sure it just gave him a great kick in the pants, and he went home and soul searched, which basically means you trash your entire bedroom, you throw everything around, you get angry, then you cry for a minute, and then you get back on the ice and start working.
Right. And I think that every athlete goes through this at some time, but you have to ask yourself, what is it that's going to keep me going? I mean, you had your times, I'm sure, when you had to say, really? Really? Am I going to keep going? And you did.
She was always good.
No, there were a few times before, and I think it's a very personal thing, and figure skating is a very emotional sport because, and possibly more, I can't speak about other sports, but to do something with that intensity day in and day out and just keep trying and trying, a lot of days you're fighting yourself. And
Right.
so I think what you come back to, and maybe perhaps what it sounds like from what Jeremy's been saying that he's been coming back to, is that he has an underlying love of the sport. The love wasn't lost, and he was able to find it again. And perhaps this new relationship with skating is going to come out tonight, so we'll be able to see, a new journey.
It is true. Now, when you reflect back on this experience for you after the Olympics, my goodness, you went to Yale, you graduated with a degree, one of the highest learning institutions, the Olympics of the academic world. Sarah Hughes, isn't she amazing? I mean, that's such an extraordinary accomplishment. And as Scott Hamilton says, and I love this saying, it's not easy to be smart and skate at the same time. Because if you're carrying a full load at school and then skating as well, very difficult. Because let's face it, a lot of the athletes, they are not attending a university while they're skating.
It's very difficult to go to school and skate, and nowadays you don't see it as much as perhaps you did in the past when Debbie Thomas, who is a California girl, and she was in the opening ceremonies last night, she was able to go to Stanford and compete. But now I think with the competition schedule or maybe something else, you see someone like Rachel Flatt, who this is her first year going to college. She took off school from last year, and it's really difficult to adjust to the college life. For me, it was a very different experience, and I can't compare because I was a junior in high school when I won. I wasn't going through new experiences. I was still in public school. But I think that, the sport has changed, and perhaps the rigors of academic life has changed.
Yes.
And both to a higher degree, perhaps, to be able to combine it.
Interesting. Johnny and Sarah, if you could both comment on this. When you're going for the combination, or even like in a short program, the axle, as you toe in, how do you contain the nerves enough as we watch these men in the short program so that they don't mess with the timing and the rhythm and they just go do their job? Is there a key to that?
Skate stupid.
Oh,
Forget everything that you know. Forget everything that you've been taught. Turn it all off and just go. Your body knows exactly what it's doing.
wow. You agree?
Do your legs ever shake? No, you're always just, I'm not gonna.
You know, especially in the last few years, I got so nervous about pleasing just my coach on a daily basis that when I was competing, it was kind of like, okay, this is fine.
Well,
I can handle all these people, but that one angry Ukrainian woman standing at the end.
okay. All right, we're going to leave it right there. My goodness. Well, the men's short program just about to get underway. Olympic gold medalist, three-time U.S. champion, and U.S. bronze medalist Kim Navarro. I thank you all for coming. I'm Peter Carruthers here at the AT&T Ice Desk, and this has been fun. Now it's time to bite our nails for the men's short program. We're going to go out there to Mike Mancuso right now, and I know you're going to run down there.
Yeah, I'm running down.
And with
I'm going right now, actually.
That's right.
Bye.
All right. Thank you so much.
And